Hello and welcome to another Strive celebration tournament match between Donut and Starboy for round one. This is a tournament hosted by uh, DT, where this will be reverse conquest. Three characters on each side, pre-selected at the start of the tourney, and they will face off against each other in a best of three. The very first match we're going to see between these two is going to be Dan versus Kokonoe. And yeah, we're going to get underway as I get everything set up on the last minute. Da, 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 da. Going fast, going fast, going fast, 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 fast. Fast. Fast, fast, fast. Alright, there we go. There's that. That is good. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and see them both flip off now for the first turn. Just see who wants to go ahead and, or who's going first here. Looks like we're going to see Dan go first versus the Kokonoe. And while we're looking at this, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the team. So Donut has Chun-Li, Kokonoe, and Chip from Season 7. And then Starboy has Milia Rage, Dan, and Noel on their team. And these are the first characters that we see coming out here. And we're seeing the Mulligans come out now. This matchup's pretty weird. Dan is notably the Wild Swing character from Season 3, although people don't always have to play them Wild Swinger. That's not exactly how everything has to go. And then Kokonoe, of course, plays a lot around her Graviton. She's kind of a more wacky character where she wants to play her own game with this Graviton. So we'll see how Donut decides to navigate Kokonoe here into this Dan. Looks like we're going to see the Dan coup immediately into the block. So Dan gets to place a card from their hand on top of their deck, and then the block will go off and generate Kokonoe their first gauge, only taking 1 damage. Dan down to 3 cards in hand versus Kokonoe's 5. Of course, Dan gets benefits for being at 0 cards in that their Ultras will cost 0 if they have 0 cards in hand once they get played. We're going to see another strike come out from Dan. I see a crit strike here from the top of deck. This is a known strike. This is the crit focus, which is going to be 5 power focus into the grasp, so the grasp will deal 1 damage back to the Dan. I'm going to see if I can't get rid of my top bar here. Config, interface, top menu, apply. Perfect, got rid of the top menu here, so we can have a little bit more visibility. So we see the Graviton get boost, or we get the +2 speed boosted, and the Graviton put its correct, or right on top of Dan. Dan's going to strike back with an EX here, ignoring the +2 speed. +2 speed, the theory behind it is that it doesn't matter much at range 1, so we'll have to see if Kokonoe predicts if this is a slow or not, because if this is a slow, they can play something like the dive to just go ahead and get over this. Looks like we're going to pay a force to activate the Graviton here. Maybe. Maybe not. Graviton does have a push or pull 1 when it is on top of the opponent, so that Kokonoe can get positioning here because they can choose to play something like the cross here, the A-speed cross, and then cross away from Dan if they so choose. There's a plethora of options kind of available here to them, because this is an early EX, so this doesn't show a whole lot. We know it's not Danku, we know it's not Focus, and that's pretty much about it. This could be a million other things, so Kokonoe kind of has to take this as a guess here. Having the +2 speed does give them a little bit of an advantage, though, to be able to pull off some jankier stuff that normally might not work, because we know it's not the focus, so they still can be pushed or pulled. Going to spend the Grasp here to go ahead and activate that Graviton. Playing the Cross. Here's the EX Grasp, which was initiated on offense, so this will go ahead and beat out the Cross. We see another light get boosted and another graviton placed directly on top of the Dan here. Here comes the crit wild swing. Crit wild swing here from Starboy being pretty much anything really. 2 cards in hand means this is not going to be an ultra if it is shown, because we do not have enough gauge and we have cards in hand, so it still costs. The only ultra it will never be, even with 0 cards in hand, is legendary taunt, because legendary taunt will always toss 2 gauge because it does not have that clause. Here comes the +2 speed dive, the Howgadok and the legendary taunt into the Koryukin. Koryukin will go off for 2 + 1 power, so 3 power. Graviton is removed from the field. Kokonoe thinking about striking here. Going to strike with a wild swing. Just match Dan's energy here. Gets the ultra. That's not going to work. Gets the assault. Dan debating if they want to pay anything here. Here comes the focus into the cross, which will work out well for the Dan here. The impact hammer, of course, does just make sure that Kokonoe takes 0 damage here. Kokonoe down 10 life, just kind of wants to figure out a game plan here to get themselves back into the game. Looking like we're going to get the Jamming Dark boosted. Crit Wild Swing from the dad. Probably looking for one of these dives. No, we got Koryukin into the Flame Cage. Flame Cage will go ahead and deal 4, 5 here. With a push or pull 1. Probably pushes 1 to also get the Jamming Darkness off. Go ahead and get the Solid Wheel. So this will be a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage off. And, well, there's Kokonoe's ticket back into the game. Dan's going to continue with his crit wild swing madness. Going to go ahead and get the cross into the Shiso Baraiken, which will go ahead and go off for 8 power. Follow it up with another crit wild swing. Dan classic going on here. Freeze Ray into the focus. Is forced to spend 2 gauge off this. Makes it 5 power. Yeah, reduced to 3 from the focus. Dan now has 1 card in hand. We have +2 power. We have the Time Explosives coming out. +2 power after add this to gauge boosted. Put the Graviton on Kokonoe space. Alright, we're going to see the crit wild swing from Dan gameplay still coming out here. This will indeed make the... Here comes the wild swing grasp from Donut. Into the assault, the 5 power. With an after, add this to your gauge. I'm not sure if the after means after add this to your gauge, or add this card to your gauge, or add the other. I'm not sure the ruling on that, not gonna lie. The ruling on that's a little bit funky. I see the Graviton going on top of Dan here again with the Impact Hammer boosted. Dan, of course, still able to fully lose this game because because of these power boosts that Kokonoa keeps playing, and these power boosts, you know, they do stack up. And here comes a strike. This very well could be something like the Banishing Rays, if they really wanted. Banishing Rays is pretty safe here. Looks like there's going to be the spike into the other spike. That'll be a minimum 5 power spike, at maximum 7 power spike. Like we're going to cash out, get the 7 power spike, push Dan all the way back to range 5. That's pretty wild. Oh, hi, Ralph. Welcome to the stream. Yes, we got Spike coming on here. Grappling Hook boosted, +2 all range, now strike, hit, pull 2, and draw 1. Here comes the Super Assault into the Danku. Danku will go off first and hit for 3. Assault will not go off because it is stunned. On to Dan's turn. Dan's going to place a card on top of his deck from the after. Crit Wild Swing. Focus into Assault, and that will spend the end of Kokonoe there. First game going to Starboy on that Dan. Dan is now out of the set here and cannot be played again. Donut going to have to decide if they want to play or keep playing the Kokonoe, or if they want to move on to the Chip or Chun-Li. Alright, so from the side of Starboy, we have the picks of Milia and Noel. And then on the side of Donut, we still have all 3, Kokonoe, Chun-Li, and Chip. So we'll have to see if Donut just decides to pick out the Chip here and take their win. There comes the Chip into the Milia. This is an interesting matchup because... yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting matchup. I think Milia definitely has a pretty decent chance against Chip compared to a handful of characters. Of course, Chip being a controversial character on whether or what their power level actually is in the meta, because we do have a side that will tell you that Chip is not that strong, and then we also have a side that will tell you that Chip is insanely strong. Delete my references, please. So, and of course, Milia being an all-around strong character, she just has a lot of speed boost, she has a lot of movement, and of course she has her infamous 1-5 sweep, and then also the infamous 1-3 ignore armor at 6 speed. Very good card for closing out games, along with her 1-5 sweep. The main thing that Chip needs to watch out for is that 1-5 sweep, though, because the 1-5 sweep can catch out a lot of Chip's kind of stuff that he would like to do. 1-5 sweep does hit quite a bit of the board. So we'll just have to see how Milia decides to play here. Here comes the +1 speed. Love the Subhuman Self, the theme song of Milia. +1 speed, hit, you may draw 1 or gain advantage. Chip thinking about what to do in response here to this +1 speed, because Chip is generally, or also does have a lot of their own speed boosts. We have the speed boost here, speed boost here, speed boost here. That's 3, 4. Yeah, we have 4 speed boosts on our 7 boost kit. Here comes the Sukiyaki, making sure the attacks at range 1 do not hit. Playing this a little bit at ranges just to kind of benefit gauge generation, because we have the after add this to your gauge if it is no longer in play. Now, here comes the strike from Starboy's side here. Milia striking into the Chip. With this +1 speed, could be a plethora of things. Could be the swing braid, although it's probably unlikely. I'm thinking this might be something like a tandem top if I were looking at the opposite side here, just debating what this is. Either a tandem top or a dive. This is the tandem top. The goal after move 2. Of course, Chip just playing the grasp there just because it is a get out of jail free card. Now we have the sushi in play, which gives advance 3 if we are in the corner. A way you can choose to counteract this with the Guilty Gear characters, though, is you can area shift Chip out of the corner so that they do not get the before on this. We're going to see Spider's Thread pull Chip 1 to exactly do that. Same thing as area shift. Just one less movement. Chip's going to area shift Milia into the corner and generate a gauge here. Focus into the low kick. Low kick will deal 1 damage and gain advantage. Oh, never mind. It deals 0 damage because it's 2 damage total. Fast low kick fails. Draws Chip a card. Chip retreats 1 as part of the after. Here comes another strike from Milia. Cross from Chip into the Iron Savior. Iron Savior will, of course, catch the cross, the 1-5 sweep. Oh, it will not because Chip has the after move 1. The one character that can actually run away from Iron Savior. Oh, no. Oh, Iron Savior almost worked. Chip will boost the other grasp potentially here, looking to draw 2. See the EX strike from Milia here. We know it's not Swing Braid. Alright, here's the Zansei Roga. Into the EX Assault. Spent 3 gauge just to break the sweep there. Or I mean the EX Assault. Just to kind of counteract. So now we are flipping after boosting Sukiyaki. Getting rid of that attacks at range 1, or having that attacks at range 1 do not hit you. Just going to choose to play the focus here into the Swing Braid. Of course, Swing Braid is a before, so this still does hit. Deals 1 damage to Chip. Chip will get stunned out by the Swing Braid here. Pretty good range 1 Swing Braid. I like it. I like that Swing Braid. Classic Chip. True. This is very classic. Seeing the 5 card versus 3 card here. Card advantage to Chip, which is pretty normal. We haven't seen a single play the hero come out yet. Milia going to go ahead and respond to the strike with a focus into the Russia. Russia will hit, draw 2, and after gain advantage, move out of the way of Milia. Milia, of course, taking 0 from this card because it only does 2 damage. Sitting at range 3 now, we do have Alpha Blade online. We have disabled a focus from Milia and an Iron Savior. Still have to worry about both of those, or that other Iron Savior, that other focus, the sweep, and the sweeps. So Milia still does have plenty of defensive options still in their deck. Boosting Shogun, cancel, draw 1, striking maybe. Striking. I'm going to strike with the assault into the sweep. And then Chip will take 6 in response, and we'll lose the other Zons, or the other Zanse Ruga, which they were probably saving to get that guaranteed, or that almost guaranteed spike off later. But it's not as guaranteed against Milia without at least 6 speed because of Bad Moon. See the Alpha Blade into the Septum Voices. Septum Voices, of course, will not be validated here because it is slower than the Alpha Blade. Comes the Grasp, which will take 4 from the Alpha Blade. Back to Milia, who's just going to go ahead and prep here. Chip going to strike again. Alpha Blade number 2. Chip just running loops around their opponent, such as they do in the video game. Drops a Dust to take 0 here. Going to block the Septum Voices. Septum Voices hitting for 4. Makes Chip discard a card at random, which will be their last card. Gonna pull Chip 1. Gets rid of the Gamma Blade. Chip gonna choose to take 2 here from the Septum Voices. Chip gonna go ahead and do a CC. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drawing 5. Chip keeping 2 gauge on the table for cancels. Gonna take the manual reshuffle action here, looking to get those Zanse Rugas back for the spike because Milia is almost at death here. We're gonna see an EX. If I had to guess, this is probably EX Bad Moon, but this could be a bajillion things. It's gonna be the EX Cross at 7 speed, dealing 4 damage to Chip here. Chip taking the after to move 1 closer to Milia. Oh, maybe. I think Millia's been... I wonder if Millia's been remembering her UA this entire time or not. There's been a few occasions she's done Chip, but not a whole lot. Chip gonna boost the Sukiyaki. Get more gauge. Sukiyaki's gonna get teched. No cancel. Handing the turn back over to Milia. Handing the turn back over to Chip. Goodness, I can speak today. Sitting here thinking about what we want to go ahead and do and how we want to execute it. Chip's just going to go ahead and land a raw strike here. Milia going to play the block in response. Milia going to spend the Septum Voices from gauge to make sure that dive does 0. Chip at range 1 now. Milia going to go ahead and tandem top over. Capel over, I should say. Turns itself to hand, gets cancelled. Striking. Curious if we're going to see the first Bad Moon or what this could be. EX Cross into the Bad Moon. EX Cross at range 2. Man, that's really spicy. Or in the corner at range 2, I mean. That's super spicy. I respect it. Chip thinking about it. I should really. No. Uh, range 3. Chip debating on like when they can get these kind of raw dusts off, or if they can get a raw dust off probably here. Or maybe they drew another Alpha Blade or something. As the Alpha Blade into the Tandem Top. Alpha Blade will come over and deal 4 to the Tandem Top. Tandem Top's not stunned. And we'll go ahead and advance or retreat 2, going back to range 3. Does not hit, does not go to gauge. Milia getting the draw 2 from the grasp off. Doing a big CC here from the chip player. Getting back up to 7 cards. Still haven't seen a single play of the hero yet. That's the crazy part. I'm really surprised Milia hasn't gone for a reshuffle here, though, either, because Milia is actually out of both blocks, I'm pretty sure, by now, and we are very, very low on cards. Here comes to play the hero. Here comes play the hero number 2. Probably looking for a way to make a guaranteed dust kill here. Curious if they drew either Zanse. Yep, there's his Zanse off the top. +3 speed. EX dust. Will do it. There's not a response in Milia's deck to this. So this will be GG of game number 2. Chip over Milia. Draws the cross in response. Fair character. Donut notorious Chip unenjoyer playing Chip in the tourney just to prove a point, or to try and prove a point here. Play the duo. Alright. Final blind pick coming out. Now we have 2 characters eliminated for both players. So we have Milia Noel on the side of Starboy available, and on the side of Donut we have Kokonoe and Chun-Li. I reckon we'll probably see the Chun-Li here from Donut, and from Starboy we'll probably just see the Milia again. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking we'd see the Milia again, and then the Chun-Li coming out from Donut. Switching to that third character. Kind of surprised that they played Kokonoe at all, but it's pretty funny to see. Pulling out the Chun-Li here. Chun-Li gets... On flip side, she gets +1 range when she boosts. Or for each continuous boost she has in play. On front side, she just gets to retreat 1 after she resolves a boost to kind of get to those farther back ranges. She does have quite a bit of movement on her cards. Advance 2, Advance 3, Advance 3, and then of course Kikoken. But it's just her Fireball. So we'll have to see how she does here into Milia. Yeah, I mean, both characters are fine, I think. I'm not really sure if either has the upper hand on the other in particular. But this will be an interesting match to see for sure. Milia, of course, choosing to go first since they went ahead and lost the last match. As for things, of course, yeah, I mean, I think Chun-Li just has pretty solid cards all around. Just kind of a game between players here. What's going to turn into? Yeah, this is a really interesting matchup, especially since Chun-Li is not a character I usually see a whole lot anymore, or that much. Donut mulling 2 here. Pointing to Dan for whatever reason. Alright, just initiating a strike at range 4. This could just be the tandem top. Um, Dan up top, of course, going to beat some options here, whereas flipping, I mean, yeah. That was a cross into the Iron Savior. Iron Savior will whiff. The turn one Iron Savior, though. We're going to see EX come out from Chun-Li now. Curious if this is an EX head stomp, maybe? Yeah, here's the EX head stomp. Into the assault from Milia. Looks like Milia was calling out an EX spike there. A cheeky EX spike. +1 speed, let the subhuman self boosted. I see that's just Chun-Li's swift attack there. Gone. +1 speed, wild swing dive into the swing braid, takes 3. Gains advantage. Stuns may also draw 2 if they please. Cross into Bad Moon. Oh, yeah, they've been drawing 1. Cool. Let's draw 1. EX. Here's the power attack. +1 +1 power, hit gain advantage, and add this to your gauge. Strike from Chun-Li. Is this the cross? Yep, cross into the spike. Cross will win out. Advantage on Milia. Area shifting Chun-Li into range 3, pulling Chun-Li closer, canceling, striking. Both players calling out each other's spikes. uh, so much spike usage everywhere. I'm gonna see the scramble come out from Milia. +2 speed scramble on Chun-Li. Range 2. There's a few things that actually hit here. Bad Moon into Kikosho. Kikosho will not be validated. Spinning Bird Kick will 100% work, though. Oh, wait, no, it won't, because Milia just advances 2 over. Never mind. That's pretty goofy. Spike is the best. Spike is a pretty nice card. Call out your opponent with. Boosting the Ultra Parry. Gets rid of all 3 normals. Good old Hosenka. Milia just trying to rebuild the hand here. Chun-Li discarding a focus to play Guard Crush. Maybe Guard Crushing an Assault here? Could be an Assault. This is critical, so this might actually just be a flipping axe kick. I don't think it's Kikoken, even though it could be. I think this is just axe kick. Or flipping axe kick. Yeah. Plays a swing braid in response. That's pretty interesting. So 5 power flipping axe kick. We'll go ahead and go into Milia here. Melee, let's go ahead and preps here. No Exceed from Chun-Li. Chun-Li's Exceed. I don't think Chun-Li's probably going to Exceed this game. Just fine. That parry boost is wild. Yeah, the Ultra Parry is pretty good. Ultra Parry is pretty good. Hence why it costs 2 force. Low kick into focus. This is the second time we've seen this interaction. Chun-Li draws 1. Advantage for Starboy. Block into low kick again. Both players just generating a gauge here, neither taking any damage. Cancel badass. Strike again. I am 100% curious what this is. We're thinking about critting. Wild. Crit Hosenka? Or Kikoken? Into Winger. Winger's 6 into Kikoken's 4. Armor, so taking 2. Or 7, actually. Taking 3. Moving back 1. Having extra poppies of block is never bad. Overhead. Overhead assault into the dive. Big CC here, maybe coming from... OP boost, true. Don't tell him that. First rolling I've done all day. I'm surprised we didn't just see a massive CC there. Yeah, overhead is pretty correct. I agree. The sweep into the block. Oh, man. That's depressing. Choosing to take 0 damage, I respect it. Now we're seeing a bigger CC. 8 cards left for Chun-Li. Also, hi, Moriarty. 8 cards left for Chun-Li in deck. Also, 9 cards left for Millie in deck. We're flying through these games. This is already game 3. That's the crazy part. We had Dan beat Kokonoe and we had Chip beat Milia. Here's the hand. We see a hand of EX Grass, Block, Hosenka, Lightning Legs, Dive, and Spike. And we have the repeating attack boosted. Here comes the scramble, forcing the reshuffle. Alright, what do we got off the top? Gets the Kikosho. Into the grasp, not gonna do it. Gets the Kikoken. Which grasp has to keep in range because otherwise it does not want to eat the Kikoken and perish. Chooses to just move back into range 1 Amelia, but outside of the corner. 7 cards left, probably debating whether it's safe to actually let this Hosenka, or when it's actually safe to let this Hosenka rip to win the game. Seven cards left. I mean, you just gotta look to see what's faster than your Hosenka here. We're just gonna go ahead and boost defend and retreat 1. Makes sense. Milia taking the manual reshuffle action here. Going to 1, 2, 3, flip. Has 8 cards in hand, has to discard 1. Let's see if Chun-Li remembers. Yep, there we go. Discarding block. Block doesn't do damage. Notorious bad card. Capel over Chun-Li back to range 1. Drawing a card. Returning Capel to hand. Prepping. 9 to 7 health coming down to the wire. Chun-Li card advantage and health advantage here. And they make something happen. I would say Hosenka would be more threatening, but the problem is Hosenka, especially at this range, actually loses to quite a few things. We're going to see the +2 power boosted. We have +2 range on this attack, +2 maximum range on this attack from the Chun-Li. Getting rid of the defend or the power, getting rid of the power, making sure we don't die. +1 maximum range now on Chun-Li's next attack. Chun-Li still having a pretty known hand. I'm surprised I hope Starboy wrote this down outside of chat because I would not be remembering this right now. I already forgot it. All I remember is that they have the Ultra. Gonna go ahead and boost the Guard Crush. The Ignore Guard, now Strike. Add this to Gauge. Getting rid of the Lightning Leg. Striking with the Grasp. Getting 2 Gauge here from this Grasp. Milia must discard one card to block this all or get Guard Crushed. Discards the Tandem Top. Gonna go ahead and boost Low Kick, advance 1, draw 1, take another action. Going back to range 3. 4 cards to 3 cards, hand advantage to Chun-Li, unless Milia decides to prep here, and then we'll see hand advantage go back to Milia. Milia, hand advantage. Life advantage still on Chun-Li's side, range 3. Chun-Li preps, puts card advantage back on their side. 6 to 5. Boosting the theme song again, +1 speed, canceling. Chun-Li taking a guess of what this is. This is +1 speed. And advantage or draw 1. This is usually advantage though. Gonna play the Assault into the Tandem Top. Tandem Top gonna go ahead and deal 3 here and draw 2 and then advance or retreat 2 and also has another after of draw 1, advance 1, or retreat 2. Going to draw 2, then draw 1. And I imagine also gain advantage. No. We're not gaining advantage. Oh wait, the after advance too. True. Never mind. I'm pretty sure we did gain advantage then. I think we drew an EX if we're drawing boxes over our hands. No, we got a +1 power. Yep, we did draw an EX here. Giving out Donut practicing his basketball game, giving out those free throws. Comes a cross into the EX Iron Savior. EX Iron Savior will end the game here in favor of yep, in favor of Starboy here. Oh man. Donut taking the loss, 1-2. Starboy advancing into the next part of the bracket at 2-1. The chip. Hi, Starboy. Anyways, congrats on your win. Congrats on your win versus the Chun-Li and the Kokonoe. I imagine you had a lot of fun in that chip game. Unless it's chip. And you swear, yeah, you're fine. Let's see. I just got reminded that they can't hear you. All right.
Oh,
Hey, they can hear
hi.
you now.
Yeah. So I won. Woohoo! Is
Woohoo!
what y'all missed.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, when they said blind pick, I was a moron. I just kind of shuffled my bag and played what it gave me.
Oh, no. That's what you thought it was like figment. Oh no. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I mean, it didn't hold me back too much. Honestly, Noel versus Chip seems very unwinnable, so I'm glad it gave me Milia. It's like I don't have guarded specials or anything on Noel, and his all his nonsense is faster than all of my nonsense.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting watching Iron Savior actually miss for once is one of the things I was commentating on.
Yeah,
To Chip because Chip can just cross and then cross for 4 and Iron Savior suddenly misses, which is kind of crazy to me.
yeah. Well, I mean, dude, I was like sweating bullets. That was way closer than it should have been. He was saying to me how he should have, not exceeded with the fucking sweep.
Oh
Like,
yeah, Chun-Li it's seating there.
yeah, he said that was kind of trolling.
Chun-Li at seating is, I mean, she gets a +1 range, which is nice on top of her other boost. I'm not actually too familiar with Chun-Li to say whether it was worth it or not. It didn't look worth it just because there wasn't a whole lot of use getting out of it, even at the end there.
Yeah,
And
Dark
she
Side is
notoriously doesn't
really
have a
good at
cooking.
Chunk.
She also notoriously doesn't have a kicker either.
Yeah, Dark Side is really good at Chun.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Side blind, and he just kind of lightning legs you from full screen, and you cry.
Lightning legs you from full screen.
I mean, that's how this character. That's how Chun works. Uh, but yes, like I was like sweating bullets because like I was just kind of looking at that like holy shit, holy shit. I'm just glad he called. He what he did was he tried to call out that the second spike there with the assault,
Yeah, Moriarty over
and
here
that's
was saying that when you decided to go ahead and play that +1 speed and then also EX, and cross against +2 speed, that's so rough because Chun-Li didn't really have an answer to this +2 speed that you had on the table. I mean,
plus two speed with what exactly?
well, you had you played an EX and then you also played a +1, so they were kind of in trouble regardless of what you played there on that finishing move, the Iron Savior. Oh wait,
No,
no, not the Iron Savior. The move
that was the
before it.
power,
The move before it.
the
Yeah,
tandem top.
yeah, the +1 speed on tandem top.
So that wasn't plus two though.
Wasn't it? Didn't you had a +1 speed boost in play?
I had plus one, but that wasn't the X.
Oh, I see.
He
That wasn't
just
the
tried
epic.
to call out the second spike with the assault, but he missed the call and he got tandem top, and that's what let me draw all those cards. I drew what
Yeah, tandem top
three?
has a lot of
I drew two,
draws.
one off my ability and gained advantage from winger.
Yeah, whenever you stun with tandem top, it has so many procs because you have your proc on your UA, you have your proc on tandem top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good game. Donut's a good player. It's really funny because we're actually great friends and we matched into each other first.
Well, speaking of, so next you are going to be fighting into DT now that you've beaten Donut.
DT.
DT's team of Akuma, Rachel, Ramlethal. Now, I know you're very
Well,
familiar with Akuma because you also play a ton of Akuma.
oh yes.
But are you any
That doesn't mean he's fun to play against.
do you have
Uh,
any thoughts about your next
Rachel.
matchups?
I mean, Rachel, you just kind of get electric chair out, and then she just kind of gets dicked. And I haven't played against enough Ram to figure her out, so just hope Milia's deck is good enough to just kind of stay in her teeth and just give her the finger.
Perfect. And
And Dan is just kind of Dan. Like that first game, I probably shouldn't have won because it was Dan against Coco. Albeit he doesn't play Coco, but like the Shiso Buraikin crit is always just so juicy.
yeah, I saw the Shiso Buraiken Wild Swing crit and just felt really bad for Coco afterwards.
I
Zero
mean,
cards in hand, Shiso Buraiken. Yeah.
that's what Dan does. Like he got Dan.
You got damned.
He got Dan.
You heard it here from Starboy. If you get beaten, you got damned.
I was actually interesting little anecdote for my opponent there, Mr. DT. I was going to play Akuma as well, and we were going to be brothers in Akuma, brothers in the Setsui no Hado, if you will. But uh, I was playing it. I think it was you actually, and you just absolutely blew out my Akuma. And then I switched to Ryu, and then I tried to play Shoryuken on offense, and then I just said fuck it and went with Dan.
Went with Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, the signature Starboy character.
Because my Dan still has a 100% win rate in tournament through my local scene ends now.
Well, we're gonna have to see if the Dan can keep the keep the steam rolling in the online tourney as well. Keep that 100% win rate.
So Donut, good games. To consolation bracket with you. Ha.
Consolation bracket. Banishing people to the consolation bracket since however long you've been playing this game. With Dan.
Yeah,
all right.
I said Dan is the fucking God, what's his name? The name escapes me. Who's the guy, the dude from Yu-Gi-Oh?
Which guy, the Pharaoh or Yugi?
Not no, the bad guy.
Oh, the bad
guy
guy
with the Egyptian god cards.
Kaiba.
Merrick? No, is it Merrick?
Wait, no, Kaiba has blue eyes. Yeah.
Merrick's like the guy obsessed with the Millennium items and.
I don't remember. I didn't watch enough Yu-Gi-Oh as a child.
The Shadow
Yu-Gi-Oh
games.
deprived.
Do you have anybody in your chat? Could they tell us? I think it was Merrick.
Know Yu-Gi-Oh in the chat.
If they're watching this, there's a good chance. But I think it's Merrick. But what he did was banish people to the Shadow Realm. So to the consolation bracket with you, John.
Dan, notorious user of the consolation bracket style. Ralph asked Bakura ?
No, Bakura was the one who's on their team, but not really. It's the just straight bad guy on the airship. The guy with the Egyptian god cards who Yugi beat with I think it was Slifer. I think it is Merrick.
Yeah, it wasn't Pegasus. Pegasus was Toon World guy.
Yeah. It was on the airship, but all fairness, no one remembers that.
No one remembers. All right. Well,
yeah.
Congrats on your win, Starboy.
Dungeon dice monsters than the fucking airship.
Congrats on your win against Starboy. Sorry you got sent to Loser's Donut again. And yeah, thanks for watching the stream, everybody, and have a good one. Peace.
Yep. Peace.